Alright, so today we're going to be talking about this mysterious blind swordsman that supposedly sealed away an outer god of rot. This can sort of be seen as my part 2 of my Servants of Rot video, which is actually doing surprisingly well. I can't thank all my viewers enough. I really appreciate it. I did not expect that sort of view count when I posted it. I didn't expect really anybody to pick up on these videos, and I can't believe that it's actually happening, and it's really cool. But moving on to the actual brass tacks. But real quick though, I want to clear up what I said about Malenia's blooms in my last video about the Servants of Rot. I said that it was likely that it was her second bloom during our fight with her, when it's probably her third, as my theory in this video is basically going off that it was her third, and I'm basically trying to discern the when exactly her second bloom was, because we know that she bloomed once when she fought Radon and once when we fight her ourselves. But yeah, it's obviously her third bloom when we fight her, as she's called the Goddess of Rot. The only reason I said it was possible that it was her second was because the item description of Scarlet Aeonia kind of says it like her third bloom has yet to happen, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Moving forward to the actual video. So who is this mysterious blind swordsman? He looks an awful lot like one of the starting classes, that's for sure, with his blue outfit and his curved sword, but his sword is very unique looking. It looks like flowing water. But what exactly do we know about him? First off, he's blind. That's mentioned in numerous descriptions. Second, that he was garbed in blue, said to represent the water that his fighting style resembled. Third, at one point he fought and sealed away an outer god of rot, possibly a scorpion-type creature, judging by the stinger dagger we find in the Grand Cloister, at the heart of an ancient lake of rot, which is backed by the description on the map of the lake of rot, which said it was said that an ancient divine outer god was sealed away here long ago, which can be a bit of a misdirect, as most people will take it as the Estelle that's beneath the Lake of Rot, but it's likely referencing this dagger itself, which appears to be a piece of the outer god of Rot. Its stinger, in fact. And lastly, that he fought Malenia at some point after being her mentor for an undisclosed amount of time. With all these item descriptions, it can be kinda hard to at first put together a timeline of events, but I think I've found one that sort of works out. And it would also answer the questions of when her second bloom was, and what happened to the blind swordsman. So as previously stated, we know that at some point long ago, this blind swordsman sealed away an outer god of rot. We also know that this outer god of rot, it ain't completely sealed away, as it managed to infect Malenia, and it's somehow using Gowry as an extension of itself to kind of manipulate the pests that are topside, as whoever Gowry actually is appears to have some type of collector general power from Mass Effect 2, with the ability to assume direct control of any pest he wants and use them as a body so he could, cast an illusion on it to look like him. That's definite evidence that this outer god of rot, it ain't completely locked up. So we've established that the Rot God still maintains some degree of power within the Lands Between, so it's entirely possible that after being sealed away, it infected Malenia with the Rot Bud, and then at some point, either through the Rot God's meddling or by chance itself, she was put in the blind swordsman's path. Whether he knew she housed the Rot Bud or not isn't really clear. All we know is that he was her mentor. But it's possible he was contracted specifically for his past dealings with the Rot God and how he had to deal with the Rot then, to specifically train Malenia. Who knows? But at some point, possibly before the shattering, so it could either have been her first bloom or her second bloom, but we know she bloomed while he was still her mentor at some point, where they were forced to clash, and it's said that he saw the wings of the Rot God appear behind her when she raised her sword in the air. The blind swordsman likely perished in this battle, as his blade is in the hearse caravan thing that travels across the consecrated snowfield, which happens to be in the same region as the Halleck tree. And if that's how things went down, then we can account for all three of the blooms, the first being with the mentor, the second being in the fight with Radon, and the third being in the boss fight with her. It's also entirely possible that he was maybe hired to teach her to resist the Scarlet Rot, and in her fight with Radon was her first bloom, and turned Kaled into a Scarlet Rot version of Chernobyl, and that when she was taken back to the Halleck tree to rest, the blind swordsman caught wind of it, and he tracked her down on some Obi-Wan shit to try and put down the Rot God once again. Much like Obi-Wan, he likely perished in this battle, but that would explain the Scarlet Bloom in that room off to the left, which would again explain his sword's location at the hearse in the consecrated snowfield. She gave him a hero's burial after all. And just a couple final observations are that the God of Rot possibly infected Malenia just to get revenge on the blind swordsman in the long run. It played the long con. And the other one is that there appear to be some kind of group of warriors that worship the blind swordsman. I mean, one of the starting classes literally is like the main character cosplaying as the blind swordsman. Oh, and there's one last thing, is Gowry's identity. I don't think he's the rock god himself, but I'm pretty sure he's definitely a powerful agent of some kind for the rock god. Definitely one that transcends the ability of any of these pests that we've actually seen in game. But he seems to really be broken by the end of Millicent's quest if you decide to like not go his route and go hers. And I think if you kill him there, he doesn't like do his like pest substitution jutsu, which could possibly indicate that the rock god's done with him for now or is pissed at him, you know, who knows. But that's about it. That was my theory. I just wanted to clear that up because I know my rot video, it got a couple things wrong and a couple things kind of confused. But this is basically my update to it and my take on the blind swordsman and the Scarlet Rock God and all that good stuff. I got a couple new videos coming soon though, one about Lisa the Painful, one about Yakuza, but there's definitely more Elden Ring videos coming. My Primeval Current video will be done soon and that'll be up. But as always, I hope you guys found the video informative. If you liked it, please like it. If you disliked it, please dislike it. If I got anything wrong, please feel free to comment. If you have any theories or takes, please share them in the comments. I always like that shit. Have a good day. See you next time, guys.